Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be testing out a couple different recipes that I have seen kind of trending lately. If you have watched any social media at all, then you have probably noticed that cottage cheese has been a huge thing as of probably the last several months, to be honest. It has become super popular and trending, and just in all kinds of different recipes. People are using it in ways that they have never thought to use it before, whether it be to up their protein, which is very important. I feel that as we age, especially as women, that we should be watching our protein intake, upping that protein intake. It's important. I'm not a doctor, I don't know everything behind it, but just from what I have read, everything I've seen, it is important that we maintain a good balance of protein. In some cases, it can be the reason why we're not losing weight and things like that. So that's something that I have been doing and that I need to actively continue to try to do, is to up my protein. So a good way to do that is to utilize cottage cheese in ways that maybe you have not before. I mean, obviously I've eaten cottage cheese, but yeah, I just want to start implementing it in recipes in ways that I haven't. So a couple of the recipes that I have seen online that has really piqued my interest are cottage cheese crisps. And basically what these are is kind of like a cracker, but you make a cottage cheese crisp. Now I have taken actual like cheddar cheese and put it on a pan on parchment paper, baked it in the oven, and it becomes like a crispy cheese that you can use in place of a cracker. So I imagine that this is going to be kind of the same idea. Yeah, so we will see. So cottage cheese crisps, and then also I want to make a cottage cheese flatbread, and that is something that I have seen kind of trending now as well, to use that in place of like a low carb wrap or something like that. You can flavor up the crisp and the flatbread however you would like to, kind of to go with whatever flavor profile you're looking for. So maybe you're making something Italian one night, and so you want to use oregano and Italian spices, garlic, things like that. You get the idea. I'm not sure what flavor profile we're going to go with yet, but I am very curious and I cannot wait to try these recipes out. And again, like the cottage cheese crisps are going to be like a cracker, and then there is the cottage cheese flatbread. So I'm excited to try these out with you guys, and I hope that you guys will enjoy them as well, and that maybe you'll go ahead and try to make them also. So if you want to see how I go ahead and put these recipes together, go ahead and keep watching. Starting out with our first recipe here, I have my well-loved baking pan. I know that we all have well-loved baking pans in our house that we cook on and scrub, and no matter what we do, they just have that nice little look about them. Anyways, I have some parchment paper on here. It's not perfect. And then I have a couple different kinds of cottage cheese. So I would just say, if you're watching your fat, maybe go with a lower milk fat percentage of cottage cheese. However, I am low carb, and generally the full fat cottage cheese has less carbs in it than the lower fat. So it looks like the lower fat one has about 7 carbs per serving, and I have a 4% milk fat one here that is small curd, and this has a little bit more calories, but the actual carb count, if you can see that there, is 5 carbs per serving, which is a half a cup. So you could actually have a lot of these crisps that we are going to make today for pretty low calorie and a good amount of protein. So I have a couple different kinds of flavoring out here today. I have this one from Pampered Chef. It's called Everything But the Pizza. I thought that that would be a really good one to put on the cottage cheese crisps. And of course I have the Everything But the Bagel Sesame Seasoning Blend. It is the Trader Joe's kind. This is just so good on everything. I just love this flavoring. So we're gonna go ahead and make some of the cottage cheese crisps with the Everything But the Bagel flavoring on it as well. Okay guys, so I hope that you guys can see everything okay on here. like I said, I do want to go ahead and use the cottage cheese that has the 4% milk fat. And we are just going to take it by the tablespoons. Here's my container of cottage cheese. Probably should have mixed that up a little bit before I started putting it on here. We're just going to drop it by tablespoonfuls. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. And like I said, I'm going to use a couple different kind of flavorings. We'll go ahead and give it a little bit of space in between. These are the simplest things to make. You guys are going to love them. Literally just so easy. You want to talk about saying, you know, having something in your household that's right in your pantry and easy to make. You really can't get any easier than this if you have cottage cheese in your house. And as we know, all of the rage anymore seems to be cottage cheese recipes. And with 12 grams of protein in each serving, I mean, that's awesome. So, like I said, I'm gonna make a couple different kinds. So we're gonna do the everything but the bagel seasoning ones on one side, and then we'll go ahead and do the pizza flavored ones on the other. Okay, so I have right around 12, and then, and honestly, I probably could add a little bit more because these are gonna go probably pretty fast. Just with a little bit of space in between each one so that they don't all melt into each other. You'll be amazed how these end up cooking up. So let's go ahead with the everything but the pizza flavoring. And we'll go ahead and use that on one side. Okay, and then we're going to use the everything but the bagel seasoning on the other. I mean, there's so many places that make this seasoning anymore, so you could virtually pick this up anywhere. Walmart has it. I'd venture to say that most grocery stores carry this now. And it has sea salt, garlic, onion, that kind of flavor profile. And that is what things are looking like. We're gonna go ahead and pop this into the oven, and I'll be back to show you what this looks like. Again, this is gonna be in a 350-degree oven, and we are gonna cook these for around a half an hour. Okay guys, I just wanna show you that I have been letting these cook for about a half hour. And on one side, they look to be about done, and on the other, they look like they're definitely not as cooked. So might go ahead and get the ones that have the everything but the pizza seasoning out and let the other ones cook just a smidgen longer. Okay, so note to self, the next time I make these, I will let them have a little bit more space in between because they're not looking the prettiest. However, I'm gonna let these sit for just a minute or two, and at least I was already able to kind of go under this one and get it off of the paper. I'm gonna let these sit for a minute or two and then try to get these off of the parchment paper because these will continue to harden up as they cool down. Okay, so this is what things are looking like once I pulled the cottage cheese crisps. Sorry, that's the microwave. Off of the pan, and as you can see, the ones that had the everything but the pizza seasoning on them crisped up a little bit better. Not really sure why that is. Maybe because one side of my oven cooks a little bit hotter than the other side. Not sure, but these are still cooling down. The everything but the bagel crisps aren't as crispy, that's for sure. I could have probably put those back in for a little bit, but these ones are definitely more crispy, and could use those in like maybe a dip, or maybe if you made some egg salad or tuna salad, could put that on top. I mean, I feel like there's so many different things that you could do with these, or you could just eat them alone. These are really good, highly recommend, super easy to make, and honestly, not too bad in calories. I mean, I would venture to say that this was maybe one serving of cottage cheese between all of these. And if that's the case, it's right around 110 calories. Even if it was a little bit more, maybe say 150 calories. That's not bad for a snack. Okay, so for our next recipe, we're going to make the cottage cheese flatbread, and it takes very minimal ingredients. Again, going to use the cottage cheese, the small curd, 4% milk fat, and again, I am just using that because it is lower in carb than the low-fat version, and it's only 110 calories per half of a cup, so pretty good on the flatbread. 1 egg, and then go ahead and season it up to however you would prefer. I'm going to use some onion powder and some garlic powder in mine. And then I am just going to use my nutribullet to go ahead and mix all of that up. And yeah, to get everything just combined well. Okay, so here is our nutribullet cup. Do not mind the way that that looks. It's not dirty. It's just from years of use and the actual thing that spins in it. It's kind of like, I don't know, made the cup a little bit wonky. But anyway, I have a half of a cup of cottage cheese that I'm going to put into my nutribullet container. So got that. Alright, got my eggs added into there as well. And then now I'm just going to take my onion powder, try to put a little bit of that in there. Just do it to taste. Don't mind the fact I got the cottage cheese all on top of it. Okay, and then just going to add a little bit of the garlic powder to this as well. Okay, so we have our ingredients in the nutribullet. And we're just going to go ahead and give this a good mix. Okay, so this is what things are looking like. Have everything nice and combined. And then I don't think that the parchment paper, technically you need to spray it, but I have a little bit of spray and it just makes me feel a little bit better about that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get our flatbread spread out. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this the best that we can. Here is our ingredients. Looks like I have seasoning all over my island, but that's okay. I hear that there is a method to this. You want to make sure that the flatbread is not too thin and that you cannot like see through onto the parchment paper too much in any area. So we're just gonna take our ingredients that are in here and just kind of maybe do like a little rectangular or square shaped flatbread. And again, as a reminder, this is just 1 serving. So it's 1 serving of cottage cheese and it is 1 egg. So it actually looks pretty good just as it is. I don't know that I'll need to take and spread it out with the spatula that I got out. One thing that I have seen people do, you can kind of see what it looks like there, is just kind of take and shake it a little bit to make sure that it looks nice and even. And honestly, it looks really good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this into a oven that is preheated to 375 degrees, and we're gonna cook that for 1/2 hour. All right guys, so I just pulled this out of the oven. Matter of fact, I have to turn the oven off. And this is what things are looking like. Now, I probably cook this for right around 27-ish minutes. And this is what the bottom of it's looking like. So, got a nice little crisp on the one side. And then the other side is just a little bit less crispy. So we're gonna let this cool down and we'll go ahead and make a wrap out of it. Okay guys, so I did go ahead and change. I'm getting ready to go to the gym after I prepare a sandwich to eat for dinner. And again, this is what things are looking like. It's really nice and thin. I feel like it's a little crispy, so we'll see how it ends up kind of working as far as whenever we kind of go to like roll it up. Maybe we'll put our items here on this side and then roll it up. So what I plan to use on my sandwich today, I have this garlic ranch. I have just been loving this for anything. It's not super light, but if you just use just a tiny bit. I am going to go ahead and add to our sandwich some salami. The salami that I have is 1 carb per serving, and there are 6 slices per serving, which comes out to 120 calories. So we're gonna use like 6 or so pieces of salami on our sandwich, but actually first, let's go ahead and put a little bit of cheese on our flatbread. And I just have some of these cheese squares that I got at the store. And I'm gonna go ahead and add some pepper jack cheese to my sandwich. So 2 pieces of, trying to think of which way I want this to go. I think I'm just gonna put it in the center because I'm essentially gonna roll it up and have it in the center. So there's our pepper jack cheese. If you have like wider slices of cheese, feel free to use that. And then these are really thin slices of salami, to be honest. So again, that's why you can use 6 slices of it. Like, it's super, super thin on your sandwich. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll just go ahead and use the 7th one that I have out for good measure. And then I just have some shredded lettuce that I am going to throw on top of the sandwich as well. And actually, before I do that, I usually like to kind of salt and pepper things, especially where the ranch dressing is. Just kind of sticks on there and gives it good flavoring. You could do so many different things with this though. You could use, like make your own tuna salad or egg salad and put that on here. Really any kind of sandwich that you prefer. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lettuce on here as well. All right, so this is what things are looking like. Our cheese is underneath, and we will just go ahead and get this rolled up. So it did go ahead and fold up pretty well. We'll get this plated up. So take a look at that, how good that looks. I'm really excited to give this a try. This is what things are looking like. And it looks like this held together really well. I was a little bit nervous, wasn't sure how it would turn out, but it looks really good. Okay, so I'm getting ready to head out to the gym here, but I wanted to give this sandwich a try. It holds together really well. I really think that you guys will enjoy it. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I really do appreciate your support and your comments and just watching the video. It really means a lot to me. It really does help my channel, and it helps kind of put that out there in the algorithm so that people can see my videos more. I do enjoy making videos. I have been trying to be more consistent. However, in the last couple months, I feel like that's tapered off a bit. Life kind of got a bit busy, but my intention is to get back on it. Hopefully have a video for you guys each week, as I originally intended to do when I started out this year. So thanks again for watching the video, and I just really appreciate your support, and I hope that you guys have a great day. I hope that you'll try to recreate these recipes yourself, and if you do, please let me know in the comments below how you guys enjoyed it. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and have a great day. Bye-bye.